Pigeon of Armed and Feminine. I also happen to be the Pennsylvania delegate for the DC project. So for those of you who aren't exactly sure what that might mean, DC Project is an educational, nonpartisan initiative. Then we bring women from every state and we descend on Washington. And we meet with all of our lawmakers, and what we do is to really put real faces and real stories to gun ownership. You know, with so much anti-gun legislation going on, it's very important that we build these relationships. Our mission for DC Project is to foster education and advocacy for the Second Amendment. So let it be known that we are all volunteers. We personify every single demographic that you can imagine. We actually have lots of liberals, we've got lots of conservatives, and we have everybody in the middle. We are from rural areas, we are from urban areas, and a very diverse socioeconomic background. So really what it is that we personify America. That's what America is made up of, a little bit of everyone. We are united in our singular commitment to the Constitution and to the Second Amendment. So this was founded in 2015 by hers truly, Dianna Mauler. So we have been visiting DC every year since then. And what we really try to hone in on is building successful relationships with our lawmakers. And we've really been seeing a turn in all of those efforts. So those successful relationships have led to Miss Dianna being invited to testify on Capitol Hill in front of the House Judiciary Committee for the assault weapons ban that was proposed in 2019. We've had some national exposure in Time magazine, if you remember the little war for the guns, pro-gun and anti-guns. So we had Dianna inside on in a big news story, and we also had 10 other delegates, 10 of our gals who were featured in different photos in that spread. So to share more with you about the DC project, I would like to introduce to you, after she sucks her water down, Miss Dianna Mauler. I know y'all in the gun industry know her from many fabulous things that she does, but you might just remember her from telling the members of the House committee during that assault weapons ban hearing, I will not comply.
No microphone, huh? I feel echoey. Can you hear me?
Nope.
That wasn't in the script, by the way, the whole I will not comply. Everybody knows, everybody that has a teal shirt on knows how hard I worked on my content, and I was like, I had really good content. If you were at the Gun Rights Policy Conference, I got a standing ovation. I was like, oh yeah, I've got this content down. I'm feeling good because I'm going to be nervous going in there. And then what was the one thing that the national media picks up on is I will not comply. I was like, well, it turned out good. So I'm glad it happened. It's just that was something that, when I saw Jerry Nadler's face, I knew I had gone too far.
He always looks like that.
This year, what is exciting about this year is that we are going to let the reins loose a little bit and try to grow. And in that, I want to ask for a little bit of grace from the audience, because if I say I want to let it grow and then I don't follow up immediately, just know that I'm trying. So we're going to go down to the state level. I'm really trying to make the girls that have come with me for several years commit to going back to the state level, if that's within their bandwidth to go back into the state level and basically be me, recruit, foster, shepherd, take a group of women to the state capitals. And that's where I hope for 2020, that's what I want 2020 to vision, is going back down and taking this level, taking our efforts into the state level. We are being outplayed for sure. They are definitely better funded and better motivated than we are. So that's kind of where the DC project is going to go in 2020. So that's one thing. We're going to go down to the state level. I would like to see our girls basically follow mom's demand action around. Wherever there's a red shirt, I want to see a teal shirt. because they do not speak for. All right, so some other initiatives that we want to do in 2020 are get the voter registry. We are nonpartisan, so we cannot be for one party or the other. We're not there to support that, but we do feel like our communities, our pro-gun communities, need to make sure that they are represented, registered, and obviously want to motivate them to do that. Going back to what we are doing, I'm going to highlight some other things. And if you saw my testimony, the hashtag doing something was in response to the cries of the antis to do something. You know, please do something. And I wanted to say, hey, we are doing something. And I was highlighting things like NRA, Eddie Eagle, and School Shield. The NSSF has Project Child Safe and so many great programs. Kids Safe Foundation and Faster Saves Lives. I spoke those words in front of, and I have no investment in any of these. It's just that I'm tired of our community being bullied and demonized, and I know we're in the right and they're in the wrong. So many of our delegates have been active in their home states, speaking at events and rallies, writing articles, teaching firearm safety, and speaking to the media. We offer lawmakers a real story. And bottom line is the Second Amendment is an important part of our legacy as Americans and as women. And Moms Demand Action works from a budget of $36 million just for Moms Demand. And then you got little David Hogg running around with, what's his group's name? March for Our Lives. I don't know where their money comes from. I don't know where our Soros is, but if you find one, point them in our direction. For people who are writing about the DC project in particular, I forgot this whole paragraph. We are technically a 501c4, and in this year, 2020, we are going to be going into the 501c3 category. So that will help with those bigger donors to get those tax breaks, and it will also allow us to get more heavily into the education. So we're pretty excited about that. So be looking. Hey?
You can set up fundraisers on Facebook once that happens. You may be able
True.
to do the 501c4, but if you do a 501c3, then you can set up the
Right, you're right.
the
You're right.
fundraiser.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
But we will be doing fundraisers around the country. One of the places we raise money right now is a three-gun match, and we use the benefits from that. That's what we did last year, and it was a huge success. So if you like three-gun, if you like to shoot, that'll be on Halloween weekend in Burnett, Texas this year. And we're pretty excited about what kind of content we're going to get out of costumes and stuff like that. So. And what else do we do for fundraising? Oh, we're going to structure into 50 women, 50 chapters, whatever you call it, and then we're going to have regional directors. And then this year we're going to try to have a fundraiser, kind of like an NRA banquet, Friends of the Banquet, event around in those 5 regions. 5 regions, right?
Or smaller state level ones too. Yeah,
right.
Try to get,
well, if we could get 5 done this year, I'd be ecstatic. And then plus the team match. So anyway, if you guys have ideas, if you have questions, if you have any kind of input, we would be glad to hear what you guys have to say. Okay.
Any other questions for any of the members? Dianna? We appreciate your coming. We appreciate your input. I love the idea, Kathy, of sponsoring a representative. That's a great idea. We can get that added to the website, or you can sponsor a half a representative if you want to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great idea. So, once again, anytime that you can share our information, share it, write about it, comment on it. Exposure is the biggest thing to getting us moving. The other side, as she said, preys on emotion. That's their game plan, is emotion. And we're this right side conservative folks, and we use facts and figures, and people don't listen to facts and figures. They're listening to emotions, and that's where we're not really making as much headway, because you say, I know I'm right and I have the facts. Absolutely, we do. But people vote on emotion, and people blackmail companies on emotion.
I just have a question. For a corporation, they're going to donate to gun cause. For a corporation, is there a maximum amount for the write-off?
Amanda?
I'm sorry?
Maximum amount for a write-off for a corporation? for donations?
It's not like it's political, so no. If you've got $1 million, we've got $5 million.
We got $1 million! Sold!
Thank you for that. We'll funnel it.
Yeah, well, actually, we've been able to do a little bit of that now as our 501c4. We've been able to take donations through a third-party 501c3 who does give that to us for educational purposes. So we've already kind of done a little bit of that.
So when does the tax deductible stuff?
The box
It's coming.
C4 is really good for people to give you, here's some money that you can't talk about, the money I gave you. So that really is a good shelter for people
Right.
who want to donate, but need to pretend like
They didn't, yeah.
I didn't know.
And
I
also,
want to get rid of that, by the way.
and also another way for our team match, it's, you know, we tax a lot of companies for their marketing and some have lobbying, but for our team match, if you support our team match, it's just going to the match. So that might be a good way to, it's a business expense. So you don't really have to worry about who you're giving it to.
Only 501c3 anytime you donate to tax.
No, what I mean is like, when is that coming into effect? Just to sort of spread the word.
We can do
At the
something-
door.
We can do something right now.
At the door.
Well-
Anybody who's interested.
So if I'm writing up a piece today about this, I can say that this is in effect now, not that it's coming in
Well,
6 months.
Through our donor 501c3, it's available immediately.
It's Realize. You want to
Right.
speak to
It's
Realize?
Realize,
Amanda's.
Amanda. Go ahead, talk about Realize. Come on up.
This is
Oh,
Amanda.
she has no voice, but.
This is
okay.
Amanda.
Sign language.
This is Amanda Sefakul, the whip cracker.
Miss Ohio.
She's from Ohio, and she's had a 501c3 for several years
Yes.
and does some great work, and that's how we're.
So we've got a Second Amendment education mission 501c3, and so what we've been able to do is absorb donations through that 501c3 and then channel them specifically for education segments. So we make sure that there's a spot. So if there's a donor who wants to make a donation right now, they can contact DC Project and we will make it work whichever way to work with them privately to do it.
It's called Realize.
Yeah, Realize Firearms Awareness Coalition is an Ohio-based 501c3 that does education.
All right, let's go back to the floor.